everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? So I've got some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. Let me bring my chat up. Let's see who we got. We got Rebecca is here. We got Paul from Dutch Off-Grid Homesteading. Don Goff, welcome. Papa's in the house tonight. He don't have youth tonight. So till later. And this is a youth meeting, I think. We've got Johnny and Nathan is here. I'm not going to come back in a minute. I'm excited. I got some awesome stuff to share with y'all. First of all, can I show y'all this? Look at this beautiful tomato. This is like my third tomato off my tomato plant. I'm so excited. Hello, Dave. Welcome. You are here. Too late. So let a few people pile in, and then I'll tell y'all what I'm all excited about. Because some of you are going to go, really, Misty? Y'all excited about that? But I am. But I gotta give you backstory before I can share with you the whole story. So, I know. Listen, my little tomatoes have been hey, Rustic Traditions, welcome. My little tomatoes have been so good. I had a tomato sandwich for lunch today. It was so good too. These little things, these are black beauties. This one I picked a little green, but we got a lot of rain last week, and so they're splitting just a little. Not bad. I mean, it's not split bad, but I did go ahead and pick this just a little green. I'm just going to set it over here in my window and let it finish ripening up a little bit. So, no, just on white bread with homemade mayonnaise. I did eat a little bit of cheese on it today. It was so good. I have to be careful. I can't eat a ton of them or it kind of tears my gut up, but I won't share too much about that. Got 9 people in here, so we'll wait a few more minutes. I'm so excited, but I don't want to hey, Carrie, how are you doing, honey? How's the rattlesnakes going? Do you find any more yet? Carrie has been having a heck of a time with rattlesnakes. I don't do snakes. Nope. Don't do snakes. Ooh. Okay, I'll tell a funny story. So we're sitting in staff meeting today. And the pastor's daughter calls him, and they apparently had a rat come into their mudroom. It's a dead rat. It died, but his teenage daughter called, all freaked out. It was the most hilarious conversation. She's a little dramatic, so hearing this teenage girl freak out over this really big rat, then she had to send pictures. It was hilarious. I'm like, and they are avid cat haters. I'm like, if you get a cat, and they're like, nope. Oh, I don't want. Cats take care of that snake too. Though I had we had a calico cat when I was little. Well, I say little, I was a teenager. Got by a rattlesnake. Its name was Battle Cat. If you can't tell, my little brother was a He-Man fan. Rattlesnake finally got Battle Cat. Okay, so we got 9 people in here. Hopefully a few more will pile in. I was hoping I'd get a few more, but I noticed there are several lives going on in my time slot. It's not my time slot, but during this time. So hopefully a few people will watch it on the replay, and I appreciate every one of you guys being here. So I don't like snakes, period. So anyway, I'll go ahead and share with you my big deal, but I got to tell you the backstory first. So in 1976, I was 3 years old. I was adopted. I was adopted in out of Abilene, Texas, through the Texas welfare system. I was, hey, food, Howie. I'm not gonna try to say your name. I'll get tongue twisted. How you doing, Howie? Thank you for coming. So I was a toddler. I remember everything. I have a very vivid memory of all of it. I remember when my mom and dad came into the welfare office. My mom squatted down beside me. I was sitting in a little blue chair and asked me if I wanted to go home with them, and I said yes. I have very, very vivid memories of all of it. If you look at some of my very early videos, I've got a picture of me and my mom and dad sitting on a stoop. That was actually at my foster home. Them picking me up from my foster home. So I've always known mom and dad are mom and dad. I actually, they are my parents just as much as if they've given birth to me. There is, but there's always been my birth mother died when I was a year old. She was 16 when she died. She was 15 when she had me, of a drug overdose. I was actually born addicted to drugs, and I was taken away from her when I was like 3 months old. She was a kid herself. She was a very young kid. On her obituary, I was actually listed as her sister, strangely enough. I know some things about my maternal side of the family. I have talked to kind of distant relatives, but everything was very sealed and very kind of weird. Things were done back in the 70s. It's definitely a very closed. Hey, Pete, how are you doing, sweetie? It's good to see you. Misty is fine. Misty works. Very, very closed and sealed information. So, and my parents were not given any information, nothing other than, just very basic stuff. And I have no knowledge of what my birth mother's side of the family told the welfare office was that she got drunk at a party and got pregnant with me. Though there was some information from my birth mother's family or best friend that was not true, but that's what they had told them because my birth grandmother had wanted to get the welfare check. But that my birth mother knew who my biological father was. So with all that said, my youngest son did an ancestry DNA test. He had gotten some hits, but there was still a lot of holes in it. And I had been wanting to do this test for a long time. Well, on Mother's Day, they ran a special. So I've got my test in the mail. I have been wanting to do this for a really, really, really long time. And I know a lot of people worry about, them having your DNA. They already have my DNA. When my youngest daughter was a baby, my husband's not her biological father. We had to do a DNA test because to get her on the state Medicaid, because I had gotten hurt on the job, and to be able to get her insurance, because I lost my insurance, they forced us to do a DNA test. I had never wanted to do that, but they forced us to do a DNA test. Well, they took my DNA. So they already have my DNA. So with that being said, I've wanted to do this for a really, really long time. to, because it's not that I'm wanting to invade anybody's life. I'm not looking to do that at all. But I know part of my heritage. I know that I have Scottish and Irish heritage, but there's a whole side of my DNA that I know absolutely nothing about. Of my biological father's side of the family. So I am super, super excited about that. And I wanted to share that with you guys because it's something that I'm wanting to kind of document on my channel and talk about doing, because I know there's a lot of people out there that have holes in their life, and it will never change that my mom and dad are my mom and dad. They raised me and they've loved me, and my who I am will never change, but I remember growing up as a child and looking in the mirror and thinking, but who am I really? Where did I get my blue eyes? My parents have brown and hazel eyes. Their skin is more olive. I'm very white. I have a Celtic complexion, so hey Patty, how are you? Hey Hound and Doggin, how are you? Hound Doggin. Don't say that again. Okay. Hey, Jacob, how are you doing, sweetie? John Shepherd, that's my son. We were just talking about it. Look what I got in the mail today, sweetie. So we are, so I'm really excited. Jacob started this journey, and I'm getting really excited, and we're going to send off for it, and we're just going to see. Jacob got hits that we don't know if it's his DNA, from his father, or if it's something for me. I think, Jacob, didn't you get like a Scandinavian, or what was it that you got, Norrish? That we're like, where did that come from? So we're really kind of excited if he got that from me or if he got it from his father. So we're interested to see where it lines up from. Yeah, and I want to document this journey and to see, because I know, people that like myself, my husband's also adopted. So, and he has actually a whole lot less information. He has no information, none. He was adopted out of Catholic Charities, and they gave him no information whatsoever at 3 days old. So I actually stumbled upon my information. Swedish, yeah, Sweden, 8%. So we don't know if he got that from me or from his father. So, that's going to be interesting to see. And, when I do mine, he may actually get more hits as well. So we're actually really excited to do this. And that's one of the crazy things about, especially my generation, the welfare system. They closed everything down very tightly, and the whole, there was a lot of crazy things that happened with my adoption. Let's just put it that way. There is a possibility that I am actually biologically related to my adopted mother. My biological mother and my adopted mother came from the very same small town in outside of Abilene, Texas. And my birth mother and my adopted mother, their grandmothers had the same last name. Now, my mother, they had no knowledge of each other. But I mean, there's weird circumstances around it. I mean, so that's what we're hoping with the DNA test, that there'll be some family hits. I mean, there's just some weird stuff. But here's a weird, another little weird fact was that my adoptive, and this, I'm trying not to confuse anybody, my adoptive great grandfather was a pretty powerful judge in Abilene. So my mother says I'm good at conspiracy theories, and maybe I am, but weird things happened in the 70s. We'll just put it that way. Stranger things have happened. And if you saw a picture of me and my mother, and I should have pulled one up, it's scary, guys. My mom, and if you go, I'll try maybe next week, I'll have a picture of us together. My mother and I, we look a lot alike. I had friends had me convinced growing up that I was my mother's biological child because we look so much alike. Hey, Shayla, how are you doing, my friend? So anyway, this kind of happened last minute. I just got this in the mail. That was just one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about. I'm telling you, I mean, we would be like probably fourth cousins if that was the case, but there's just a lot of weird circumstances around because my records have been so sealed. It took me forever to undig stuff. And if anybody could do something, it'd be a powerful judge. Just saying. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about that wasn't the main topic of my discussion tonight. One of the things I wanted to also talk about is things opening up where you're at. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. And I'm going to document it. I really am. And I hope you guys will stick around for the journey. So I'll update you next week of how things are going. I think, Jacob, didn't you say it took a few months for you to get your results back? Huh?
Here you said have your mom take the test too.
We've talked about it. I think mom is worried about that I'm going to be disappointed. So I'm just going to kind of leave it alone. Maybe I can like have some hair take samples done after she dies or something. I'm not going to push it with her because, okay. Hey, Old Redding Farm, how are you? But anyway, one of the other things I wanted to talk about tonight is kind of where everybody's at. I know in Texas, we're starting to wake up. We are in phase 2 of opening up. And it's kind of crazy. I mean, our bars are opening up Friday. Isn't that right, Keith? So, hey, Delairs, how are you doing? So everybody is getting ready to get their bar life open. Not me. I'm not ready to, not that I'm a big bar hopper anyway, but not ready for all that. My husband thinks so too. Thank you. Somebody go ahead and
I'm going to.
thank you. Please be careful over there. And yeah, and we're going to let's see. We went the other day. I got a haircut, but I went to a friend of mine who she has a shop at her house. And so she is only seeing one client at a time. And so that was nice to, hey, Moon Farm. And it was really nice to, finally get a haircut. Because I was not going to do a quarantine haircut. Wouldn't have been pretty. And so it was really nice to, get a haircut done. And church, is coming back slowly. We had our second week of having live services. People are still a little hesitant to come back. We are probably about half of, or not even half, I would say less than half of capacity. So what about y'all's area? Right. Oh, wow. To me, life around here, I know they opened up gyms, I think last Monday, right? Is when the gyms and stuff could open up. And I know we drove past Planet Fitness, and there was maybe 3 cars out there. People still, now you go to the grocery store and it's packed. Oh, let me tell you what happened at the grocery store though. What was it? Day before yesterday? We walked in and I got all excited because they had yellow watermelon. People down here don't know what a yellow watermelon is. Yellow meat watermelon. They have them like in North Texas where we're from. But very rarely could you get a yellow meat watermelon. Oh my gosh. Patty. That's scary, Patty. Hey, Moon Farm, did I say hello to you? If not, hello, sweetheart. So I was all excited because I could get a yellow meat watermelon. And the guy said, oh, we have some out here. So I went back out the front door and it put a lock on the cart and the alarm went off. And I freaked out kind of. I mean, it not freaked out, but it shocked me. And he's like, oh, wait. You've got to get another cart. You can't come out this door. And he said, because we're sanitizing all the carts, you have to get another cart. Because they only had like 3 yellow meat watermelons left. So I had taken my cart back out to get this watermelon. So I had to get another cart as my husband got the yellow meat watermelon. But if you had never had a yellow meat watermelon, oh dear God. Can you grab it real quick and we'll show it what it looks like. It is so much sweeter than regular watermelon. I love yellow meat water. Yeah, you can. Can you get by? It is so good. It's my favorite. I haven't seen one in years, but orange is even better. I tried to save, if this was a seedless, but it still has seeds. I tried to save a few. I'm going to try to see if I can get it to germinate. I don't know that things will ever be completely back to normal. My mom and I was talking about that today. Today was their 53rd wedding anniversary. Just give me a little bite. This is a yellow meat. It looks like a snow cone, don't it? It's a yellow meat watermelon. Oh, really, Shayla? I'm so jealous because orange meat is even better. Oh, they're so good. Very sweet. Thank you. It is really good. They have never heard of them. When we first moved down here, you couldn't get one. But
They grow in North Texas.
yeah, they grow in North Texas. And I remember asking the fella at HEB a few years ago, and I was like, why don't y'all have more of them? He said, people won't buy them because they've never heard of them. He says, so I don't order them. Oh, well, congratulations. The Lears, that's awesome. Keith and I have been married literally now 14 and a half years. Well, it will be in June. 14 and a half years, so. Oh, good night, Paul. You have a good evening. Well, thank you. So we are, I have been having a discussion with a girl I went to high school with on Facebook. She had posted a sign that from a business that said, you can't shop here if you have a mask on. You're not welcome here. And because it's kind of just the opposite of what like Costco is saying, that you can't come in here if you don't have a mask on. And I said, I wouldn't shop there. And she got a little defensive with me. And I said, here's the thing. I said, if somebody doesn't feel comfortable not wearing a mask, then, it's whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to wear a mask, you should have that right just as much as somebody who doesn't want to wear a mask shouldn't be forced to wear a mask. You know what I mean? And then she's like, okay, well, I see your point. I don't think, constitutionally, nobody should be forced to wear a mask. And constitutionally, no one should be forced not to wear a mask if they want to wear a mask. So, but everybody, I guess, has the right it's their business, but you have the right not to shop there, and I wouldn't shop there, and I'm not going to shop at Costco either. I'll go to Sam's, even though when I go to the store, I wear a mask. You know what I mean? Huh? Hello, Mimsy. How are you doing, sweet friend? How you doing, Anna? When I go to work, I don't, but I'm around small crowds. But when I go into a grocery store, I do wear a mask.
You're around small trusted.
I'm around small trusted crowds. But when I go to Walmart or go to the grocery store, I put a mask on. But it is my call what I want to do. Now, when this first ended around here, my husband and I were literally verbally accosted at the grocery store by a gentleman who wanted to call us everything, but, well, I won't say. It was ugly. Come on, this is over with. Why are you still wearing a mask? Blah, blah, blah. He was ugly to us. Well, it just wasn't us. It was other people in the parking lot about wearing a mask. And my thing is, nobody should be made fun of if they feel comfortable wearing a mask, and nobody should be, you know what I mean? It is your right. Hey, Wendy, how are you? I am doing wonderful. We are in zone 9A. So it is hotter than a Dickens here. It got up to 95 degrees today. Let me show you. This is my little tomato. This is the third one I've gotten. So, anyway, and that's just kind of my point of we all have a right to make that choice. I love you too, sweet son. You take care of yourself. You stay safe, okay? Wear your mask. My son works in a nursing home. So I'm his mama, so I can say that. All right, love you, baby. Oh, yuck. No, I'm not ready for a triple digits yet. Good Lord. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, my beautiful boy works as a cook in a nursing home. I think he's pretty safe. They keep him in the kitchen. But don't mean I don't. He's a good kid, that boy. Huh?
Sheila said it was a high of 55 there, and I said, that's too cold for this time of year.
Shayla, I heard that y'all are still getting a lot of rain. Y'all are going to get some like crazy, crazy, crazy rain. Are you kidding me? 108? No, it was 95 here today. That's insane. Oh, wow. You know, it never really gets in triple digits down here, very seldom, but it's humid and it feels like it. In North Texas, it'll get in triple digits, but it's not as humid. True story. In the early 2000s, we had up there in North Texas, what was it, 100 days of 100 plus? Remember that? That was the hottest summer. Do you remember that, Carrie? That was the hottest summer it was like the summer before Kendra was born. I worked at the prison and we were all dropping like flies. I ended up I didn't have a heat stroke, but what's the one above that? Heat stress, or what's that called?
Yeah,
Oh dear. I ended up in the emergency room, like getting packed in ice and IVs. It was bad. They had me out on the yard that day and they finally had to put our unit down on lockdown because it was so hot. Isn't that awful? That Michigan, those poor people have been through it. Yeah, and I was still relatively young. I was in my late 20s that summer. Michigan has just, I mean, between Flint and, all the stuff they're going through with their governor, and they have just been through it. Hey, Crazy Shepherd, how are you tonight? Hello, Real Life with Michelle and Bob. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah. I don't, for one, it's cold. I, I'm not crazy about the heat, but I would much rather be hot than be frozen. I can't do the crazy cold like that. So all right. I wanted to talk a little bit about Saturday's show. We still got a little bit of time, but so Saturday's show with What's on the Plate with Mama Z, we are going to do desserts. I realized that as I'm looking back over my playlist, because if y'all haven't noticed, I've been redoing a lot of my thumbnails. And I guess while we're talking about that, I would love some feedback. What y'all think of my thumbnails, because I've been redoing a lot of them. And two, I don't have a lot of desserts up. So we're going to be doing some desserts this weekend. I went and bought a lot of sweet stuff. Not that we need a lot of sugar around here, but I don't have a lot of desserts on my channel. Oh, thank you. So we're going to be working on, we're going to do some desserts, and I've narrowed it down to about 3 things. So I'll let you know for sure this weekend what we're going to do. I haven't. Do what? Oh, did you? Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it. I need to get Lippies in the mail to her. I've got the envelope to send it, so I've got to do that this week. But I'm glad you liked it. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't stand the cold. I've got, if y'all see any of my videos when I got arthritis in my hands. And I can't, well, I've got arthritis, period, but I cannot stand the cold. I handle the arthritis everywhere, but in my hands get to hurting. It's over. Yeah, the cold, I'd much rather be hot. And I hate being hot. I mean, I'm hot natured. But I have AC. So that's the thing. You get out early in the morning and you do your stuff early, or you do it late in the evenings, and you live with AC. And I've got level billing, so my bills don't get outrageous. That's that's Texas life, people. Can y'all see this? I want to show y'all something. Can y'all see that boot? Oh, the boot. No, Texas that way. The boot's over here. My little grandfather made those for me. He didn't make this one. I got that at HEB. But the boot and the Texas, my little grandfather made that before he passed away. Thank you, Mimsy. I appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback. I have been working really hard at on those thumbnails. So, it's learning to be a YouTuber. I've been just trying to be a student of the game. Watching how some of the bigger cooking channels do stuff. I've been watching a lot of Nick Nimmin, and he's got some. If y'all haven't ever went and watched Nick Nimmin, he's got some great information out there. Of course, I watched Daryl, Two Family Homestead, but getting different sources and stuff helps too. So just trying to change it up a little bit. So I'm pushing for October is my anniversary. I would really, really like to hit 1,000 before my anniversary. So, hey, Mountain Trail Homestead, welcome. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna. That sucks, huh? I know internet has been insane. We just we had to put a separate internet provider for our live stream at church because the internet has been so bad. And where we have administrative internet, we got a different company just so we could do the live stream for church because it's been off the chain crazy. Oh no. Thank you, Shayla. I really have. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Hey, Vonda, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I really have, and I know my YouTube channel is something that's really important to me, and I know everybody here it is. This is something when I started this, if you, my husband can tell you, I never do anything halfway or, and not that anybody in here that's a creator does anything halfway. This is, but when I started it, I started it because I wanted to make a go of it. You know what I mean? It wasn't. I know some people have different goals. Some people, it was just a hobby. For me, I decided when I did it, I was going to go for it, and that's why I put so much effort into it. And that's just my personality type. I'm a workaholic by nature. When I worked before I got hurt at the prison, and I'll share that story at some point. Briefly, I got severely hurt on the job 15 years ago, working at the prison. But I worked 80 hours a week. I am a workaholic by nature. So when I set my mind to something, I put my whole heart into it. And that's, I've been a professional volunteer at my church for 9 years. So, hey, TNS, how are you? I saw, thank you for coming in tonight. So, everything, y'all's feedback on my thumbnails and my videos. I know I've struggled a little bit with my lighting on some of my, lately. I don't know what is going on with my camera. I'm working on that. I think I've got a lot of that fixed. Monday's video, the lighting, it kept going in and out. I think I figured out how to fix that. So, but I think I fixed it. The new cell phone that I'm recording off of, for some reason, the lighting was auto doing a weird thing, but I think I figured it out. So hopefully that I got it fixed. So anyway, hey, Sean from Alaska, how are you, my friend? Thank you for coming in tonight. Oh, I thought you said something. But like I said, everything that I set out to do, I just tend to, I don't want to say be obsessive about it, but I put my whole heart into it. So I appreciate you guys' support. And because it means a lot to me. It means a lot for you guys to show up in my lives and just show up, I really appreciate it. Because I know most of you guys in here are creators, and so y'all get it. So anyway, yeah, Saturday we're going to be doing desserts. I've got 2 or 3 recipes. We may do 2 or 3 things. So I'm going to try to start doing a few more sweet stuff on my channel. Because like I said, I realized that I don't have a whole lot of desserts. And it's mainly because I'm not a huge baker. My mom is the baker in the family. And I want to get better at it. I'm a cook, though I do jelly. So maybe I'll start doing more stuff with my jelly. But I did find a really good recipe for, what was it that I had the other day that I said looked so good? I can't even remember. I've got it saved, but we're probably going to make that. It's got graham crackers and coconut and I'm a cook. You know, that's what I do. My mom is a phenomenal baker. I mean, she makes cakes and pies and everything. Oh my God, she's a cook. I mean, she's a baker. She does all that. If you haven't seen this week's video, I did mini meatloaves and and I did pizza pockets. Both of them turned out phenomenal. So if you have not seen those videos this week, please go check them out. I would really appreciate y'all watching those videos. Get it up in the algorithm a little bit. You know, I tried this. I was doing really good with my sourdough. I'm wondering if it's not too humid here because I have managed to kill 2 sourdough starts. And we were babying that stuff faithfully, and then they both molded on me. So I'm wondering if it's not too humid down here. So, Shayla, you may have to answer me that. Does humidity affect sourdough? Because I killed 2 of them. Both of them molded on me. Shayla's, yeah, the bread didn't turn out good for me either, Anna. I made some great crackers with it. We enjoyed the crackers. I made great pizza dough. The bread was not good. I don't know. I just wasn't good at it. I stopped trying. It was too much work. I liked making regular bread. And then I just found, I think maybe once we were on the farm and I don't have the other commitments with the church and that kind of stuff, I'll give it another go. But right now, I got too many irons in the fire to try to babysit sourdough. It's a lot of work. Yeah, sourdough is a lot of work. It is a lot of responsibility, and that's what my mom was talking about. There was a lady there in our hometown that she had some starter that she had for like 100 years. Literally, it was like a family starter that they had passed down for generations. And she said, you know, when that lady died, her family probably threw that starter out. And I'm like, you're kidding me, Mom. Nope, they probably threw it away. Oh my gosh. We can't grow lettuce down here. It's too dang hot. Hello, National State Gardener. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I know, Dawn. I know. Could you imagine a 100-year-old starter? I just couldn't imagine it. Isn't that crazy? There's stuff in that. Let's not talk about the fridge. I need to clean my fridge out. Okay, so the design flaw of this kitchen, you can't open those doors up all the way because it runs into my laundry room, or kind of pretend the laundry room door. It is ridiculous. You can't pull the trays, like the crisper trays, out to pull them out to clean. It's awful. I don't know. I don't know how they would clean. They have to take the whole thing out when we move out of here, they're going to have to probably just remove the refrigerator completely. I don't even know how they'd clean it. I do the best I can, but it's the worst design ever. You can dehydrate a starter? Really? See, Shayla is a wealth of knowledge, guys. If y'all don't follow Shayla, you need to making lemonade from lemons. That woman is a I am learning how to container garden from her in her grow bags. She's the reason I gotta. Okay, y'all don't look at the dead plants in my window, but see if I can do this. If it'll show. So try not to. Can y'all? Can you actually see anything? Oh, am I still on? Hope I didn't destroy my live there. I've got a big old tomato plant right there. I got a bit beans. I have all kinds of stuff out growing outside that window. Because Shayla's teaching me how. If I have a question, I'll call Shayla because she is the grow bag queen. I'll say, Shayla, or I Marco her and say, Shayla, what am I doing wrong? I mean, she's the reason I have tomatoes. Hey, Overwork Gardener, how are you doing tonight? Um, though, Shayla, we got to talk about my squash plants because they still ain't growing and I've been pollinating the crap out of them. I don't know what's going on with my squash plant. Do you, Don? That's awesome. They would probably evict me if I had 60 grow bags out here. I think the only reason they haven't said anything to me yet is because that office is still closed up there. They're afraid of getting sick, so. Oh, all right, Carrie. We're almost done here. Ain't got too much longer to go. This crazy internet. Won't y'all be glad when life, though I say life gets back to normal. I was talking to my mom tonight. Like I said, it's their anniversary. So I called and checked it up on them. They were saying that my brother, he's a banker. I'll say that much. They've told him that he's going to be working from home for about the next 6 months. And he may actually end up working from home indefinitely. Okay, well, that's good to know, Mimsy. I'll check into that. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have a real patio. I have just this little pretend patio, and then I have, huh? It's called the Juliet patio. And then we're on ground level. And basically, I have put stuff outside in front of my window out here, in front of and it's open to kids or passing people with their animals, or we've been lucky so far. Am I buffing? Did I mess it up when I moved my computer?
It froze for a minute, but
Am I okay now?
I might be.
Okay. Well, we're almost done anyway, but let me check over here. Let me see. Okay, I should be okay now. Okay, cool. But anyway, so they're just hold on.
What are you doing?
All right. Sorry. It unmuted my other chat deal. It unmuted itself. Sorry about that. Let me just close that out. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. So the area I've got is just kind of open to everybody. So I kind of worry that my tomatoes and stuff are that's producing right now is kind of protected from like prying fingers. But my Dr. Witchy's tomatoes right here, beans are right here, pepper plants are down here, my cucumbers are right here. I'm a little concerned that maybe when they start producing good, that people will kind of help themselves. But I guess if they're really that hungry, then no live for you tonight, Dave. Okay. You doing okay, Dave? Need to get on Discord. Okay. Well, I grew up on a farm, so I kind of was a homesteader in an old life, and I plan to be one again soon. I mean, and homesteading is kind of a state of mind anyway. We hope to be back on the family farm, hopefully by next summer. But you know, until then, we're still living in a small city. I mean, Conroe is not a huge city, but hopefully by this time next year, you know, we hope to be back on the farm or thereabouts. I mean, we're not set to an actual year, but within the next year or so. So anyway, we are coming up on an hour, guys. So I hope that you will join us Saturday for What's on the Plate with Mama Z. We're going to be doing desserts. I am looking forward to seeing you all. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. It has been a lot of fun. I hope you will join us. For y'all who may have missed it, I am going to be doing the Ancestry.com DNA test. And so I'm going to be sharing that journey with you guys. And I am looking forward to that. So love you guys. God bless. We'll see y'all on the next video. Good night, guys.